This is WGN-TV Channel 9 in Chicago, and it is time now for Lloyd Pettit in the News, Monday, June 6, 1964. What are you everybody on? Lloyd Pettit in the News, what's up in there? In Washington, President Johnson, after appearing rested after a holiday visit to Texas Ranch, returned to his White House desk today for a round of conferences on his budget and legislative program. The president also called in his top advisor to help put finishing touches in the State of the Union message that he will be delivered to a joint session in Congress on Wednesday. In Rome, a worried Pope Paul VI has returned triumphantly to the Eternal City today from a presidential pilgrimage of prayer to the Holy Land, where he appealed for Christian unity and issued plans for 2024 world leaders to devote themselves to the cause of peace. The 66-year-old pontiff was greeted by 21 gun salute, the pealing of hundreds of church bells, and the cheers of waiting thousands when the chartered Italia DC-8 jetliner landed at Tampano, Rome's military airport, after a flight from Amman, Jordan. A majestic church-like reception awaited the Pope on his drive at the streets of his ancient Rome to Vatican City, where thousands more were on hand to greet Il Papa. Visibly tired after 3 stressful days, during which he was besieged by cheering throngs of Muslims, Christians, and Jews, the pontiff clips and climaxes trip today with a second historical summer meeting with Patriarch Ephemerides of the Eastern Orthodox Church. Chicago, Barry Goldwater's strength in Illinois is that great that no other Republican presidential experiment in his church to capture the state's big bag of delegate votes. Cook County, Chicago GOP Chairman Hayes Robertson said today. "It's just fantastic," Robertson said. The Arizona Senator's fallen. "I think Illinois has been wonderfully well organized. We have committee headquarters in each of the state's congressional districts." In Elkton, Wisconsin, Representative John Burns, Republican of Wisconsin, agreed today to have a state of uncommitted and uncontested delegates and a favorite son candidate in Wisconsin's historically influential presidential primary next April 7th if all major Republican candidates agree to stay out of the state. "I strongly share that the widespread view among the Wisconsin Republicans," the veteran congressman said in a letter to GOP State Chris Chairman Talbot Peterson, that an uncommitted and uncontested delegation would best advance of our party overall victory objected in 1964. Burns in his letter asked especially that agreement to the plan he obtained from Senator Barry Goldwater, Republican in Arizona, Ambassador Harry Cabot Lodge, Representative Thurston Merton, Republican in Kentucky, former Vice President Richard M. Nixon, New York Governor Nelson Rockefeller, Michigan Governor George Romney, Pennsylvania Governor William Scranton, and Senator Margaret Chase Smith of Maine. Goldwater and Rockefeller have formally declared that they will seek the GOP presidential nomination. The others have been mentioned promise for it. Burns had said it would be helpful if candidates commit themselves before February 1st. Peterson said that the fighting will write each asking for their support. Vienna, a former Bulgarian diplomat who claimed he spied for the United States in exchange for a life of wine and women, died before firing in a squad in Sofia on Sunday. The one-time United Nations delegate Ivan Aspen Cherkesy appealed for a pardon for his conviction for high treason, but the Bulgarian National Assembly rejected it. The official Bulgarian telegraph agency, which had reported the execution, said Georgiev submitted the appeal despite his court statement that he served no mercy. In St. Louis, Missouri, a man who was brought up as a girl became a father after surgery changed him into a normal male, according to Washington University plastic surgeon Dr. James Barrett Brown, a professor of clinical surgery who performed operations, said it was the first time to his knowledge that a man undergoing such surgery had achieved fatherhood. Brown said that the operation was performed on the identified St. Louis man at the age of 12. The man recently became a father at the age of 23. Brown said the young father had not undergone a sex change. He was always a boy, but his parents didn't know it. Brown said in an interview he had congenital anomaly, which occurs which was quite frequently. The operation was an anatomical change. He said the child was mistakenly identified as a girl at birth, dressed and looked as if he were a girl, was accepted socially as one, but he said that the patient's normal feelings and personal feelings prompted medical consultation. After consultation with other physicians, Brown said it was decided that the surgery should be undertaken. Brown said that the operation was necessary for the child's sake. It was not made for a change. Healing was complete in 10 days, and the patient immediately changed his haircut and his name. The report said that a marriage followed, and the patient's wife recently gave birth to a girl. Brown said her sex identification may be honestly mistaken, and what seems obviously is infancy may be questionable later on. Newport Beach, California, multi-millionaire William A. Bartholomew, who amassed a fortune in oil, mining, and cattle, was stabbed to death when a butcher knife Sunday in his Palo Hayfront home. His sister-in-law, Carmen Bartholomew, 25, was booked on suspicion of murder. after detectives found her unconscious beside the 70-year-old Buffalo was dying. A blood-smeared blade from a kitchen knife between them. Her sister, Mino Gallardo, 32, was to be questioned further today along with Mrs. Bartholomew. Bartholomew was known to be a yachtsman, died en route to Hoag Presbyterian Hospital in the Southern California Beach Resort City, about 52 miles southwest of Los Angeles. He has been stabbed twice in the abdomen. Investigators said cuts in Bartholomew's hands indicated that he had struggled with his assailant. The handle of the knife, with a kitchen knife, was stuck in the garbage disposal unit of the kitchen sink. Mrs. Bartholomew, wife of the victim's brother and mother with a 3-month-old son, told police she faintly recalled seeing the victims come toward her and then double over. The next thing she remembered, Miss Bartholomew said, was that the sister in her side, Miss Gallardo, was cut on one hand and was taken to Hoag Hospital for surgery. Berlin. The East German communists sailed the Berlin Wall again today, ended in 17 days of joyous family unions and reunions and heartbreaking partings. A record number of more than 250,000 West Berliners poured into the communist zone on Sunday. They last day for visits under a Christmas agreement negotiation between the West Berlin city government and the communist East German regime. The creation started on December 19th. The crash was so big that tens of thousands of returned to West Berlin were sailed, waiting at the snow-covered communist checkpoint when the visit period expired at midnight. Forders that 1.318 million persons were issued for crosses, but many West Berliners made several trips. The honeymoon is over, observed Westerner, but there were flickering hopes of West Berlin government could negotiate a new agreement if they read in talks scheduled to start this week. The Western allies were responsible for the security of West Berlin have given their blessing to the talks. But they have warned Mayor Willie Brandt not to jeopardize the Western stand against the recognition of the East German communist regime. The communists have tried to use their previous talks to support that there are 3 Germany's east, west, and a free city of Berlin. Under the expired agreement, only West Berliners with close relatives were permitted to make their crossings. For many, it was the first family reunion since construction of the wall on August 13, 1961. I wish I had not gone over there, sobbed the authority. 3-year-old West Berlin optician after returning from a reunion with his wife. The parting with my wife was horrible. We don't know when we see each other again. Best dressed women of the world have been named by the fashion world. Most of the 15 of the best dressed list, including Princess Alexandra Kent, have been on the list before, missed by Wispy Fred. The only exception is Queen Farah Pahlavi, the third wife of the Shah of Iran. Widow Jacqueline Kennedy, the most powerful fashion personality in the generation, was not considered becoming a mourning of JFK. Springfield Governor Otto Kerner today outlines the state legislature's plan for running a large election of 1/6 members, including a proposal to reimburse counties of 800,000 also addition no election costs. The Democratic governor addressed the joint session of the Republican-controlled Senate and House of this afternoon before gym galleries as a special session of the legislature convened. The lawmakers were speculating that it could last anywhere from 2 weeks to 7 months several months. Most expected the session to be drawn out with possibly periodic meetings until partisan and bipartisan agreement is reached on how to handle the election. Kramer called upon the legislature to avoid getting involved in a political squabble during the session. There's no time for recrimination now, is no time to divide the party lines for an intra-party battle. The time is for the bipartisan concern, bipartisan effort, bipartisan success for the benefit of all the people. Kerner expressed regret that Republicans were not shown in the common concern about providing the election machinery. However, the governor responded nearly paralleled a program announced Sunday by Republican House Speaker John W. Lewis. Kerner's specific proposals included a bill expected to be introduced later today are elimination of Illinois Union cumulative voting for the special election given in each voter 1 vote of each when 177 office to be filled. Use of the party conventions for nominate party candidates for the House bypassing the April primary. Election of 2 delegates to the primary from each existing represented district to serve at the special convention will take place sometime between the judicial convention. Lewis's plan called for the 3 delegates from each district. Limitation of nominees by each party 118 in this 9 called to the Republican convention plan and would make sure that the minority party held at least 59 seats in the General Assembly. Use a separate paper ballots for the House race with 3 additional tallying judges to be each precinct just to be counted in the legislature ballot. And 1 hour early start for polling places and $800,000 appropriation to be allocated along the 1 or 2 counties help to pay the additional election expenses. Kerner also recommended the General Assembly in the future consider clarifying the language of 1964 reapportionment amendment. Winnebago County have to pay an additional $60,000 because of a large election of 1/6 state representatives in November. County Clerk Sam Skinner, which made to meet election judges and clerks would have been to work 2 additional days to tally at large. For additional details of the story could be found at B1.
North Carolina, the low will be 9 degrees. There will be much more on this cold weather.
Springfield, several election Republican legislatures, including House Speaker John W. Lewis, were ready today to offer their own proposal that handling the at-large election one citizen House members this year. Both the proposals loosen that of 5 other GOP House members led by Representative Albert Hutmeister of Chicago call for limiting each party to 1 in 18 nominees selected by the convention. This would ensure neither party could control more than 2/3 of the members of the House. Hutmeister was chief spender of the bills drafted today, while also would be granted voters 3 additional minutes at the polls both at the general election because of the number of candidates required precincts to get up one poll both each 50 votes and lay down the rules for makeup of the party nomination convention. The proposal also sponsored by GOP Representative Wilby Pollock of Chicago, Terrell E. Clark, Western Springs, and A.B. McConnell of Woodstock, and John Allen Horner of Elmhurst calls for United States County Chairman 50 Chicago Ward Committee men and 20 Cook County Township Committee men as convention delegates without knowing whether Hackmaster's proposals were designed to supplement Lewis's or supplant. Then, but the House Speaker said they outlined a plan call for a convention made up of delegates elected at the primary ballot in April. The special sessions followed by rulings of the state Supreme Court Saturday that the House election must be at large and the election of 29 state senators must be from current districts. Governor Carter voted the GOP-sponsored reappropriation bill last summer and called the special session after a commission appointed to remap the state failed to break the deadlock. In his proclamation Saturday called for the session, Carter also asked legislation to allow schools which closed November 25th and more than the President Kennedy's death to receive state education aid for that day. Vote additional appropriation for judges ordered to serve in courts under their own provisions about the new judicial article which was effective on January the 1st. Amend the act created by the Board of Higher Education allow Illinois to qualify for federal grants to universities and junior colleges and appropriate funds for the special session. The 6-2 special session called to bolster that. Okay, on to the weather for Chicago and vicinity, partly cloudy and a little colder tonight. Partly cloudy, a little warmer on Tuesday, low tonight near 17, high Tuesday near 40. And looking for Wednesday, chance of rain is still high 35 degrees. Right now, current conditions at O'Hare Airport, 20 degrees at O'Hare and 32 at Midway. Back to me at the WGN Lloyd Pettit News on this January 6, 1964 on a Monday. Portions are recorded.
CBS News all around the world.
In color, Sophia Loren and Alan start in the boy on a Dolphin tonight at 10:15 p.m. on WGN TV, Channel 9 in Chicago, Illinois. Coming in next on Channel 9 will be Huckleberry Hound. That's the WGN TV Channel 9 in Chicago. The time, 7 o'clock.